Hello, I'm Jeff Cavins, and today we're looking at the readings for the 12th Sunday in Ordinary Time. The readings this week have an awful lot to do with being afraid. Afraid of what? Afraid of telling people about Jesus, telling people about the reality of their own life, telling people about heaven and hell, telling people about the truth of what life is really all about. In the Old Testament, Jeremiah, he said what was true, and he prophesied the word of the Lord, and they were persecuting him. But in Jeremiah's reading, Jeremiah 20, this week's readings, we find that the persecutors will not prevail over Jeremiah. And in the reading from Romans chapter 5, we find out that God's grace was given to us through Christ. That grace is to help us in the time of being official witnesses. You know, it's kind of interesting that Jesus came to earth and he came with good news. He came with truth. He came with hope and mercy. Yet it wasn't met well by all people. In fact, it ended up costing him his life as he offered up his life for the sins of the world. And he said to us that when you go out, they're going to do the same thing to you. You know, there's something about the nature of this gospel when we go out that we're so excited about it, and it's such good news, but not everyone responds to the good news the same way. Some people get angry with us, and some people will disagree with us. They don't want to hang around with us, and in some cases, as we've read around the world, they lose their life for the sake of the kingdom. That's what Jesus talks about in Matthew chapter 10. He teaches that we should fear no one. Now, it's easy for us to say that, isn't it? Just don't fear anyone. But how do you get to a place where you don't fear sharing the gospel or telling people the truth in a loving way? The way that you get over that is by developing your relationship with Jesus Christ. If talking about the truth is foreign, it will be very scary for the first time that you do it, or the second, or the third. I found after many, many years, I still inside get a little excited about sharing the gospel with people because I'm revealing truth. Jesus says, "So have no fear of them, for nothing is covered that will not be revealed, or hidden that will not be known. What I tell you in the dark, utter in the light. And what you hear whispered, proclaim upon the housetops. And do not fear those who kill the body, but cannot kill the soul. Rather fear him who can destroy both soul and body in hell." Reminds me of a story of an evangelist one time that went out on the streets, and he was proclaiming the gospel to street gangs. And he was surrounded by several men with knives, and they looked at him and they said, "Unless you shut up, we're going to kill you." And he said, "You can't kill me. You can only kill this body, but you'll never be able to kill me. And I want you to know that I love you." And they said, "We're going to cut you up in pieces." And he said, "Every piece will cry out, I love you." The man that was doing the threatening that day was so moved by this man's courage and love that he repented, and he went on. He went on to begin a national and international ministry that reached street people. You see, the power of love can conquer fear, and John talks about this as well. Anytime that we are ready to share the gospel with someone else, we have to remember what Jesus' words were all about, and that is, he says, don't fear those who can kill the body, but cannot kill the soul. Rather fear him who can destroy both soul and body in hell. Are not 2 sparrows sold for a penny, and not one of them will fall to the ground without your Father's will? But even the hairs of your head are all numbered. Fear not, therefore, you are of more value than many sparrows. So every one who acknowledges me before men, I also will acknowledge before my Father who is in heaven. Isn't that a beautiful promise? You acknowledge Jesus before men. This week, Jesus acknowledges you before the Father. But listen to this, it's not over. One more verse. "But whoever denies me before men, I also will deny before my Father who is in heaven." So how do we deny the Lord? Well, we can deny the Lord by keeping our mouth shut. We can deny the Lord by not living the authentic gospel like he's called us to. We can deny the Lord when people ask us for a reason why our family is put together or the hope that's within us, and we just give them kind of a simple little answer rather than going into, "This is why." So I just want to encourage you this week, and I need this encouragement too, that when I have the opportunity to tell people about our Heavenly Father, don't be afraid. Walk in love and share the good news of Jesus. I believe with all my heart He's going to give you an opportunity this week to tell others about Him. God bless you.